I passed the gate where porridge once was laid, and the bowl stood bare, its offering unpaid. No whisper met me in the timber frame, the Nisa gone, and none recalled their name. The milk turned bitter though the churn was sealed, and the cat would howl at corners left revealed. The doors would swing with no wind near or far, and embers died beneath a smokeless star. One child remained who knew the evening verse. She sang alone, the tune both soft and terse. She fed the bowl with cream and crust of bread and placed it where the Nisa kept their bed. A sigh came up, not wind nor breath of flame. The walls bent close and shaped her mother's name. She spoke the chant through generations dim, and each old word returned the house to him. I watched the Nisa enter through the floor, in silence first, then laughter evermore. They did not look at me nor mark my gaze, but set the broom and mended hearth's old blaze. They broke the ring of stones to pave the path, and silenced roots with plows that hummed with wrath. The hill exhaled one final breath of dew, then closed its eyes and vanished from the view. The fields gave fruit so fast they burst the sheaves, but seeds turned black beneath the swollen leaves. The traders' wagons bent the crooked lane. No one returned along that road again. They brought back milk and wool, the harvest tall, and placed them by the ring's half-fallen wall. But I alone could see the stone still wept. A pact undone does not forgive what's kept. A silence deeper than the grave took hold, not absence, but a silence cold and old. The village spoke in whispers none could track, as if the land itself refused them back. I stood beyond the stone that wouldn't speak, and watched a farmer's beard grow grey in weeks. The Hulderfolk had turned their faces round, and walked beneath, not touching root or ground. The hunter mocked the rules with easy pride. 3 stags he took, though hunger walked beside. He left no gift, no blood, no word, no smoke. The forest listened, but it never spoke. Then snow arrived with leaves still on the tree, and paths returned like waves across the sea. Each turn he took became the path he'd known, but deeper set and marked with carved bone. I found the boy with bow no longer drawn, his eyes turned moss, his breath a curling fawn. He sang a song in circles, none too wide, a name undone, unclaimed but not denied. He cast his hides into the fire's curl and let his name be eaten by the swirl. The forest sighed, then taught him how to see, but never once returned his name to be. I watched the trees adjust their roots again, to make his passage part of wolf and wren. He left the wild, but not the wild from him, and I walked past when all the light was dim. A traveler passed the bridge with nothing worn, no silver ring, no name from birth was sworn. They heard the song that waits in mirrors gleam, and answered once, then vanished into stream. Their shadow lingered underneath the glass, and sang in tones that made the sparrows pass. Each morning someone else would hear the tune and taste their name turned brackish by the moon. Their sister came with iron at her waist and silver coins her mother never traced. She sang a counterspell from root and thread, a song that named the living from the dead. The river rose and offered her a face, a twin in shape but missing every grace. She chose the one who could not hum her song, and silence told her she had chosen wrong. I stood upstream where no one dares to sleep, and watched the choice she made return too deep. The knock still sings, and some still answer near, but I remember which voice cracked with fear. He paid no gold the day he took the plow, just said, "It's owed," and wiped his sweaty brow. The Dvergar bowed and gave the iron gift, but from that hour the seasons failed to shift. His forge stayed hot, though winter gripped the land, and children coughed with ash upon their hand. The words they spoke began to taste like ash, and every promise ended in a lash. I walked beneath the hill and heard the sound of hammers shaping truths too deep for ground. He knelt before the smiths and named the lie, and begged to change the oath before he'd die. The Dvergar smiled and asked for flesh, not gold, a living price for breaking terms so old. He gave them what could never be replaced, and walked out pale, but with his fire faced. I waited at the edge of oath and blade, and watched the pact remade in bitter shade. His forge was cool, his tools again would bend, for in the quest the soul itself did rend.